Okay, we're gonna do a short woman's cut. Okay, so the key to a short woman's cut, the hardest part I would say, is the perimeter. Okay, so with a medium layer and a long layer, our perimeter was literally straight and a triangle in the front, correct? With a woman's shorter cut, we now have to work with their hairline. Okay, that is their perimeter. So, with that being said, a short woman's cut or a short men's scissor cut, the perimeter, the first time you do it, we call it a rough perimeter. Okay, because remember what I told you guys from the beginning of all this. As the hair gets shorter, what happens? It shrinks. Okay, so when we're creating a perimeter that's that short, now your growth patterns are going to kick in once you layer it, right? So remember, hair does not grow out of the head all straight the same way. Some grows down, some grows out. That will all kick in. So let me ask you guys this. So why are we spending so much time making sure the perimeter is perfect in the beginning when we're going to layer it and remove all this bulk, and that perimeter is going to move in different directions anyways, and we have to check it anyways again? Why do we want to make sure it's perfect in the beginning? Because it can never be perfect, right? So with a shorter layer, it starts something called, we call it the rough perimeter. And basically you're just creating a foundation of the longest length of this haircut so you know what to layer to, because we're going to check that perimeter again. Okay, so this customer comes in and says, Sandy, I want the sides here to the bottom of my ears, I want the back to my neckline, and I want only about 3 inches left on top. Layer that all the way down. That's what she's gonna tell me, okay? So I need to create the back, the sides, and the front first, perimeter, okay? So she told me she wanted the back to her neckline. I am again gonna section at the breaking point, okay? I'm gonna start my perimeter, and remember you guys, this is a rough perimeter, so it's not going to be perfect. I just need it to be the length where it's at so I know what to layer to. Okay, so she said she wanted this back neck to the hairline. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to comb this down like this. I'm going to go right to her neckline, and I'm just going to cut this straight across. Okay, I'm just going to cut this straight across. And it might not be perfect, but remember you guys, it's called a rough perimeter. Okay, rough perimeter, go for it. Cut it right to the hairline. Up. We're now going to work the sides. Okay, again, it's going to be a rough perimeter. Your customer is going to look crazy. That's okay. Trust the process. Okay, so now I have my breaking point here. Okay, I'm going to section this down the middle like this. Okay, down the middle. I'm going to come to the front, put my fingers right below her ear like this because she wanted it below her ear. And I'm just going to cut that straight across. Okay, so now I have this piece left still. So that's all I want you guys to do first. I want you to comb down like this, curve. You have now your shortest piece right here to your longest piece, and I want you to blend that. Again, it's a rough perimeter. So she'll look something like that. Okay, boom, and a loop. Only cut the front, below the ear. Cut that. Cut that. So you have that below the ear. And then now I have this piece, so I need to blend this to this. So I'm just gonna curve down this way from here to here, and I'm just gonna cut that. Okay, She's probably gonna look kind of crazy, but trust the process. With your shears, I just want you to shape it. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I want you to take those corners out. If you have corners, hold that down like that, and I want you just to go in and just shape it. Cut whatever long pieces that you have and shape that perimeter. At your breaking point. Guess what we're gonna do next, guys? We are, but what do we need to do first? What do we need to do before the mohawk?
The front.
The front? What do we need to do before the front?
Cut the thing.
We need to do cut the things.
The triangle section, right? So this customer wants 3 inches left on top. So 3 inches in the front comes down to the middle of her nose, okay? So we're gonna do a triangle section. Again, this can be wider. Watch your tension, because now we're going even shorter, right? So middle of the nose. I'm just gonna cut this little bit because she has that cowlick right there. And that's good for me. Okay, so do your triangle section. Now you guys, because, okay, so this is a shorter layer. And because you're working from the middle of the nose to the middle of the ear, it's not a long distance, right? So it's not like you're going from the short to blend to long. So now what I taught you guys earlier to come from the back with the shoulder up, you don't need to do that anymore because you can see everything with one pull because it's short, right? So I'm just gonna come in and pull this down. And I have, again, my short piece I created from my triangle. From my long piece, I'm just gonna blend that. Okay, I'm just gonna come down and I'm just gonna blend that. And then I'm gonna go to the other side and I can do the same thing because I don't have a long distance to go, right? So I'm gonna come here and I see this, just that little bit, and I'm just gonna blend it to right there. I'm just gonna cut that. Okay, so I want you guys to do that on both sides. Guess what? We're gonna do our mohawk guide now, guys. So comb everything back. And now we're gonna do our tiger claws. We can go a little wider. All the way back. Comb this side down. Comb this side down. Walk to the other side. And lift up this mohawk. Okay. Find your guide that you created earlier in the front, and then follow that and create your mohawk all the way to the crown of the head. Once you get there, hold that last piece. Okay.
I was uploading that.
All right. Grab this section in the back. About 4-inch wide, and we're going to cross the T to our mohawk. Okay, it takes you to get to this perimeter. Okay, now it's going to take me more zones because now the hair is shorter and I have to cut more hair off. So my sides is going to take me 4 zones and my back is going to take me 6. So most likely for you guys, your zone is going to be 5 and 7. Right? Because it's going to take longer. Let me show you why. So again, I'm going to do my first section. Come forward. I'm in zone 1. Come up. I see my guide and my guide, right? I cut. Zone 1. Okay. Now I'm coming again. My next section. I have zone 1. Cut. Keep working down. Zone 2. Cut. Keep working down. Zone 3. Okay. My next section. Okay, straight off the head again, up, zone 1. Again, I cut to the middle, hair completely filled on my fingers. Okay, working my way down, zone 2, hair completely filled on my fingers. I see my guide, 2 snips, leave that, comb it back, I go zone 3. This way, again, hair all on my fingers, there and there. I do 2 snips, and then I do my last is zone 4. There's my perimeter, drop that out. Cut that. Okay, let's do that around the world. We're gonna do a wider tiger claw all the way back. Comb this hair down, comb this hair down, and you're gonna check this at a horizontal all the way up like so. And we're just gonna make sure that's even. And we're gonna go all the way to the front, to the middle, and to the ground. And once you're done with that, resection everything again down the middle. Again, and now we're gonna work zone from the bottom. So now you guys are gonna work zone 5. Come down, zone 5. Zone 4, find your line. Zone 3, find your line. Zone 2, find your line. And zone 1, find your line. Okay? And you're gonna do that all the way around. So in the back, you're gonna have 7 zones, and your sides, you guys are gonna do 5 zones. I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna work this bottom. So now I'm zone 6, all the way up to my line, working up. Zone 5, there's my line, really nothing there. Zone 4, nothing there. Zone 3, nothing there. Zone 2, nothing there. And zone 1. Okay, so once you guys are done cross-checking, now you're gonna go in and recheck that perimeter. Because now you guys see how we've layered into it? So now the perimeter is not as heavy anymore, it's lighter. So now it's gonna get really imbalanced, and then you need to go in and even that up. I like to use my trimmers to even the length up on the perimeter. It gets it more even, but of course you need to ask permission from your customer if you can use the trimmers, because some people are very sensitive to the trimmers and they don't like it, so we want to make sure we ask, right? So very easy. Wait, is it okay if I use my trimmers to even up around the neck and the sides? If they say no, okay, no problem, then you do your shears. The shears just take a little bit longer to do because it tends to cut more precision and more blunt. Sometimes you want more texture around the edges. Okay, but that would be your short women's layer.